Hi everybody, welcome back to Living Traditions Homestead. My name is Sarah. Well, it is almost dinner time, and so I need to start making dinner. And isn't time like always short right before dinner? I never have like just loads and loads of time to make dinner, so I'm always pressed for time. And tonight Kevin's going to grill some burgers, which is awesome, but I haven't made hamburger buns, and I don't buy hamburger buns at the grocery store. So I know that I have shared one of my very favorite hamburger bun recipes with you guys, but today I have a different one that's even faster and just as good, just kind of in a different way. This hamburger bun is a little bit more firm. It isn't as light and fluffy, which is actually good in some ways. I like it a lot because it doesn't get like soggy, especially for sloppy joe recipes. It's fantastic. But anyway, the best thing about this recipe is that I can get this done in a hurry and still have homemade hamburger buns with our dinner. One of the commitments that I've made to our family is to help save money and to eat healthier. And I really believe that cooking at home from scratch is one of the best ways to do that. And so I'm always searching for recipes that I can get done quickly. Because even though we are full-time homesteaders, we are still really busy. I think just as busy, if not busier, as when we were both working full-time in corporate America. We're full-time homesteaders and we provide you 5 days a week of videos on YouTube. So that means a lot of times the time is crunched. Just like you, I'm always looking for tips and tricks to make things fast. I want things to be healthy and homemade. So this recipe hopefully satisfies so many of those things, and hopefully you'll try it too. So I thought today would be a perfect time to share with you this recipe, and so I'm going to get started. We're going to start off this recipe by activating the yeast that we'll be using. First, we need to start off with just a little bit more than a cup of warm water. The recipe calls for 1 cup and 2 tablespoons, so just a little bit more than a cup, and the water should be very warm. We're going to add to that a 1/4 cup of sugar and 1/3 cup of oil, and then we'll add 2 tablespoons of yeast. And we're just going to mix that up. We're gonna let that sit for 10 minutes. I'm gonna set a timer. Now, I didn't tell you what kind of oil I used. On our homestead, we use a lot of sunflower oil. We also use coconut oil and rendered lard from our own pigs. We actually have not liked olive oil lately, so I've stopped buying that. And most of the other vegetable oils at the grocery store are some kind of GMO oil, like corn oil, canola, soybean oil. So sunflower oil is a great alternative, as well as coconut oil, and definitely the home rendered lard. In the meantime, we need to get 1 egg ready. I'm going to grab an egg and I'm going to just scramble that in a little bowl, and we need to get out some salt. It's been 10 minutes, so now I'm going to go ahead and add 1 beaten egg and 1 teaspoon of salt. On our homestead, we buy a lot of things in bulk. We don't have access to a Costco or a Sam's Club, so we order a lot on Azure Standard. This pink Himalayan salt we actually get from Azure Standard now. We used to get it from Amazon. It is also a good deal on Amazon. If you're interested in bulk buying, you can check out Azure Standard. We'll leave a link down below. And if you're interested in this salt from Amazon, you can check that out in our Amazon store. So from now on, I'm actually going to transfer this bowl to my mixer, and the rest of it will be done in there. So the yeast and the egg mixture just need to mix up a bit. Okay, that should be plenty. So now we're going to start adding some flour. we're gonna add 3 to 4 cups of flour, but we're gonna do that 1 cup at a time until the dough is soft, but not sticky. Now I buy organic all-purpose flour. That's what I'm using today. I buy ours at Walmart. It is really pretty affordable. Apparently Walmart has its own organic flour, all-purpose flour, but our Walmart doesn't carry it, so this is what we're getting. So I'm just gonna start off by adding 1 cup of this flour, and then I'm gonna let it mix up entirely. Okay, so that is still too wet and too goopy, so we're gonna add another cup. This will be the 2nd cup. Okay, still too goopy. 1 more cup. This is cup number 3. Now remember, 3 to 4 cups. So we should be getting close after this. Now we're getting there. It's definitely much more firm, but it's way too sticky. So I'm gonna add little bit by little bit some more flour. Just until it's soft, but not sticky to the touch. Okay, I think that is perfect. So I'm going to take the dough off of this mixing paddle and I'm going to replace it with the dough hook. Now in a lot of cases, I really do enjoy kneading bread dough on the breadboard, on the kneading board, but today I need to get the patties ready for the grill, so I'm going to let my mixer take care of it for me. So this recipe needs to be kneaded for 5 to 10 minutes. So I am going to knead it for in between for 8 minutes. Okay, this dough looks gorgeous. And we're gonna cut it up into 12 little patties, but first I need to oil this pan. Just recently I gave up spray, you know, the cooking spray. So I'm back to just using a little bit of oil. Like my mom used to, she used to butter everything. Butter all the pans. So now I'm just using oil. This is sunflower oil again. And the nice thing about using these oils is it's good for your skin. So you don't even really have to wash it off and worry about that. Sunflower oil is so good for your skin. If you're using coconut oil, the same thing, so good for your skin. And I'm sure you could just rub lard on yourself too and then smell like bacon. Nothing would be wrong with smelling like bacon. Okay, that's done. We need to take that out. I'm just gonna put it on the counter, but I'm gonna put a little bit of flour down first. I don't need to knead this because the mixer did that for me, but I do need it to not be sticky when I'm working with it. I'm gonna take this out of the bowl. It is a beautiful, soft dough. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay. I can't help myself. So we're gonna cut this into 12 equal-ish little balls. So I'm just gonna start by cutting this in half. And then cutting each of these, I'm gonna put a little bit of flour on there. And then each of these in half. And then each of these quarters I will cut into 3. I'll just keep doing this until I have all 12 of them done. And then we get to mash them, and that is fun. Okay, so I have them all cut up and portioned out into these little balls on this cookie sheet. And the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna smash them down into hamburger buns. So they're not all gonna be perfect. They're not all gonna be the same size. Some are gonna be small, some are gonna be large. But that's okay because you know what? I'm making homemade meat patties for on the grill hamburger patties, and they're not all gonna be the same either. So the next step is to preheat your oven to 425. So these buns right here need to rest and rise for 5 to 10 minutes. Generally, I wait to preheat the oven until I'm at this point so that they can rest and rise while the oven warms up. And sometimes it takes longer than that, and then I just get bigger buns. So I'm just gonna put these over onto the oven. It'll be a little bit warm there, so it will help them rise. And as soon as it is preheated, I'll put them in the oven. The oven just beeped that it is preheated to 425. So we're gonna put these buns in. These buns don't rise very much. They're quick buns. They're last minute hamburger buns, so they're not gonna be gigantic, but they're gonna taste great. So if they're not really tall by the time you put them in the oven, that is normal. They're gonna be great. We're gonna bake these for 10 minutes. Okay, the last minute hamburger buns are done. Let's take a look and see what they look like. I think that is pretty amazing. We're gonna let them cool here just for a bit and then put them on a cooling rack. And just before we serve dinner, we'll cut them in half. Well, Kevin just brought in the burgers off the grill, and I have the sides ready, so we're gonna get ready to eat. So I'm gonna cut one of these buns open so you can see how amazing they are. They turned out just awesome and golden brown. I'm just going to carefully with a bread knife cut one open. Look at how beautiful that is on the inside. We're just gonna put one of these burger patties in there. I cut some leaf lettuce from in the greenhouse. We'll put that on there. And a little bit of just some organic ketchup. I'm a ketchup fan. Just do that real quick. And then we also have a beautiful lettuce salad with some homemade vinaigrette and some homegrown green beans that I canned, that I mixed in a little bit of our rendered lard from our pig and a little bit of salt. So you guys, that's what we're calling dinner tonight. I hope you try these last minute hamburger buns. I bet they would also be great as hot dog buns and even dinner rolls. You guys, I hope you learned something today. I hope you have the confidence now to try some homemade hamburger buns. If you enjoyed this video and if you're enjoying our channel, please consider subscribing. We would appreciate it. Share this with your friends and your family. And until next time, thank you so much for stopping by the homestead. Take care and God bless.